Children get older, but I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I build my life around you. So actually just hit me up. You guys know where to find me. I'm open to any sort of deal or contract. Just let me know. I'll sign whatever.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is the podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Slave Ivor. This week we're talking about episode 3 of Survivor 49, Lovable Losers. But before we get into that, I have to talk to my favorite lovable loser. Maddie, how are you doing?
And sort of gonna wrap this up. So.
Thank you all for watching.
No, I'm doing so good this week. I come to you with two recommendations.
Oh my God,
I suppose.
I had gum in my mouth. That was so unprofessional. I'm so sorry.
Anyways, yeah, it actually was unprofessional. So.
And that's why I apologized.
You're actually fired.
That's why I apologized. That's why I apologized. Thank you.
Okay, to start, this week I have to talk about, guess what, another book recommendation. Maybe my favorite, like, it's hard to compare books and, like, have a top favorite book when there's, like, so many different genres, and I like different books for different reasons. But this is maybe my favorite book right now in this moment, and that's going to be Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir? I don't know how to say his last name. Also author of The Martian. This book, like, I went into it thinking, okay, I like a good sci-fi book, a good in space sort of thing. Like, I love space movies. Interstellar has got to be like a top 3 movie for me. I love that movie. And this book, I didn't expect it to be so much more than just a sci-fi book. It is a book about relationships, friendship, like saving all of humanity, the sacrifices that we have to make. It made me laugh out loud. It made me cry. It made me feel every single emotion. And it was just so incredible. I cannot recommend this highly enough. I feel like a lot of people like this book, even if you're not a big sci-fi person. Like, it is just so freaking good. Basically, it's this guy. He wakes up and he doesn't know who he is, his name, what he's doing on this spaceship, and he sort of has to figure it out. And he is very, very far from Earth. He's sort of out in the middle of nowhere, and also his crewmates are dead, and he's all alone, or is he? And it is so good. I just, like, it's a book that I cannot stop thinking about. It's one of those that just, like, so deeply affects you.
I love a book like that.
I finished it almost a week ago, and it is taking up all of my brain space. And then I was just looking it up on TikTok because I was like, I want to know what other people are saying about this. It's a movie. And it comes out in March.
Oh.
Ryan Gosling plays the main guy.
Oh.
I'm just like, I'm so excited. I just need everyone to read this or go watch this movie. I cannot wait for it. And it was just like, when you read a book that is just, it hits you so deep. And just, I don't know. I just can't move on from it. I just finished another book today, and I'm still thinking about Project Hail Mary. Also, I read it just, like, on my Kindle. I want to buy a physical copy. I need to do it before the movie comes out in case they, like, mess up with the cover.
Oh my God, they put, like, a sticker that you can't actually take off.
Yes.
Oh,
so I need to sort of... Also, because I'm not normally a big, like, rereader of books. This is a book that I will reread. 1000%. I already want to read it again. But a lot of people recommend listening to it as an audiobook. They say, like, this
Who
is one
narrates
of
the audiobook?
Oh my gosh, what's
just
his
like
name?
A rando?
This guy that people are obsessed with. But people say that this is, like, the best audiobook they have ever listened to, and it is, like, even more magical that way. So maybe I'll have to lock into that. I've never actually listened to an audiobook other than if I was, like, needed to read a book for class, but then I forgot about it. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta do this. Let's listen to it on 2x speed. Anyway, the guy that narrates it is Ray Porter. So shout out to him. Anyways,
shout out all my dogs in the crib.
I just recommend this book to anyone, and I'm obsessed with it. The second thing, the dogs also say, get on that book.
I shouted at the dogs in the crib, and the dogs in the crib made themselves heard.
Okay, the other thing I have to talk about this week, it comes from TikTok. I was like kind of familiar with public domain art that you can download for free and like looking at the National Gallery and all of that. But this TikTok account came up on my For You page with, they like sort of put together different sort of genres or like themes or whatever of public domain art. And I have been sort of like, I made a folder on my phone, and I'm going to get some of these. And it's even fun because then I can get cool frames that I find at Goodwill and then sort of make them fit to this cool art. So I just had to show you. I want this one so bad. It's a fish.
Aww.
Oh, hello. It's kind of blurry. And then just like all these different styles. Like this one is that you literally can't see. Anyways. Everyone, go check out Public Domain Home on TikTok, and you can just sort of scroll through, because the actual like websites with all of these can be really hard to navigate and really hard to find like the vibe you're looking for. Their search engines are not great, which I understand because it's like art, so it's sort of hard to put that in there. And that's why I hadn't looked through it as much before, because it's like there's like 5,000 pages to look through, and it's just not very accessible. So anyways, that's how I am. Those are my recommendations. Sort of art, culture, media. Anyways, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I think my recommendation for culture is, y'all, bring back malls. I'm sorry, but I just love a mall. Especially a mall that you're not too familiar with. Like when you go to a new mall and you're like, oh my god. This past weekend, my mom and I had a mall day. It was so fun. I'm trying to be really brave. I'm trying to be quirky and unique and different, and I'm trying to get into hats, you guys.
Oh, do you have a hat to show us?
Everyone's so great. No, I'm afraid of getting up because I don't want to mess with my mic. But I did buy a baseball cap this weekend, and that's sort of the vibe I'm trying to get into, and I've been forcing myself to wear it. I made my mom go with me because I was like, I need someone who knows me to see me, and I couldn't stop giggling looking at myself with a hat on, because I never wear hats. I've literally never worn a hat. I don't think I've ever worn a hat in public. Like, I don't wear hats, but I want to get. I feel like it's a good accessory piece, you know, like a good baseball cap can really like build up an outfit. You know what I mean?
I agree, and it saves you if your hair is sort of dirty that day.
So true. And I was like, okay, I need to do one. But then I kept trying them on, and I was like, Mom, I look so silly. Like, I feel like I look insane. And I was like, but I'm only saying this because I know for a fact that I don't wear cap. Like, I've never worn it. But, like, random people on the street don't know that I don't wear baseball caps. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know that this is my first time walking on the street with a hat on. So, that was really strange. That was sort of my mission. Our ultimate goal, we went and got dinner at Din Tai Fung, which was so yummy. And that was amazing. But then my mom has recently lost a bunch of weight. So...
You want me to keep that in?
Yeah, you can keep it in. I don't care. She did. She recently lost a bunch of weight, which is true. Did.
And she snatched.
She's
to the gods.
Literally to the gods. And so she's sort of in need of a new wardrobe, unfortunately, because a lot of her stuff does not fit her anymore. So we went to a bunch of different stores, tried some clothes on. I got this really nice well, first of all, it's harder for me. I bring back malls, but also malls bring in inclusive sizing. I'm a big boy, and it's hard for me to shop in a lot of the stores that I want to shop in that are like my age range, my vibe, because a lot of them only go up to XL, and I most times am an XXL, a triple X, depending on like the shirt, you know. But most of the times universally like an XXL. And stores just don't do that. Or if they do, they only have one or two, which can make it difficult and make it not very fun to go to the mall, because I'm just like, I know for a fact none of these stores are gonna have my size. But a lot of the people did have my size at this mall, which is great. And I got this sweater. I went to American Eagle. Sweaters were 30% off. There's this one on the front table. Love. It's like a thick cable knit. It's like white with green lining on the collar and the sleeves. Bought it. Went up to the register. Guess who's wearing the same exact sweater in their ads?
Who?
Travis Kelce. Baby, I just bought Travis Kelce merch.
That's...
And then I realized...
Way to bring up a name that I'm so sick of hearing of, frankly.
Frankly, how was I supposed to know that the TK on the sleeve stood for Travis Kelce? I don't think it's well, because the picture at the thing didn't say Travis Kelce. It was like a different name, like a different TK. So I didn't know it was Travis Kelce, but I'm guessing, I mean, he was wearing it. I'm guessing it's his brand. He was like the star of the ads.
You still got it though?
Girl, I had to. It was so cute. And it was $40. It was so cheap. It was originally $60, and for the thickness and the quality, I was like, this could be well over $100.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't shop for sweaters very often, but I was like, the quality of this sweater, I feel like it could be $100. And it was $60 by itself. And then there was a 30% off, so it was only like $45. My mom
had to get it.
I had to. My mom's stuff was more than my sweater. So that's how I justified it.
I love that.
Yeah, and then I got a t-shirt somewhere else. It was just good. It was a good shopping day. It was nice to go shopping. We got some candles at Bath and Body Works. It was just chill. It was a chill day. It was fun. Just bring back mall culture, you guys. Go to the mall. Go shopping. You know, it's nice to see physical things. I've had a good mall day
since like middle school.
That's my thing. I would love to go shopping for jeans in a mall, and that's the one thing. No place has my size in jeans, which again is not really their fault, but that's the one thing I wish I could do is shop for jeans in store. But unfortunately. I'm perfect in every other way, and I have to...
No, you're still perfect in every way.
Thank you so much. Well, let's get into this episode. This is sort of a jam-packed, a lot of stuff was... Well, really, only one big thing happened, and like...
Well, okay, one big thing, but then it led to the best sort of drama situation for the rest of the episode.
Right.
Not in a good... Well, okay... Like, obviously, I don't... Okay, I think it
Kim,
worked
people
the
are
best.
dying.
I think it worked the best for this episode because they needed to focus on that for a lot of it. But imagine if not to skip ahead, but like if a different tribe had to go to tribal council, I feel like it would have had to be so rushed. Or like they would have had to cut in some areas, like whether it be the snake bite thing, which we know Jeff wouldn't want to do.
Right.
I feel like we'll
get there. Trust and believe. I have to have a conversation about that.
I feel like we wouldn't have gotten as full of a picture of another tribe's first time going to tribal council. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that it like ended up being the way it played out. But in the same breath, let's stop with the 3 tribes. One tribe is just going to lose every time like this, and it's not fun for them, and it's sad to watch.
It is sad to watch.
That's my piece.
Let's just get into the episode here. We're the morning after the Annie vote on the Kayla tribe, the Kayla tribe, the whatever, the blue tribe. And Alex is talking about how this blue tribe is the lovable losers. And it's kind of crazy that at this point they're at day 6, and the other 2 tribes haven't had to play Survivor at all yet.
Like, that's a good chunk of the time that they're out there.
That's 6 out of 26 days. Like, that's...
Yeah.
A fourth? What's 6 times 4? 24. That's pretty much that's 25% of the way through the game. A little more than 25? A little less than? I don't know the math. Anyway, it's about 25%, I think.
Yeah. A good chunk.
And you know what? Don't fact check me, because IDGAF, so now what? This tribe is down to the core 4. Mm-hmm. And this dynamic is made more complex to the fact that Alex is an idol. And I think that's what I was going to say when when you were like, this is kind of best case scenario. While I would agree, it's best case scenario because we've already been set up with a narrative. Like, we know the dynamics of the blue tribe, like, in and out. Mm-hmm. It kind of sucks because you'd think that the payoff for us as the audience of this tribe going back to tribal would have been, what are these 4 people going to do? It kind of made it a slightly easier with the fact that Jake wasn't there and Alex kind of had to play the idol. Like he says later in the episode, not to jump way ahead, but like Alex would have been stupid had he not played it. And I think even if he only gets 1 vote tonight, or I guess on this episode, which is fine, I still think strategically it was better that he played the idol. Like, the risk I don't think was worth it.
1000% he needed to play that idol.
But this whole situation is built because Jake is medically evacuated. And I feel like we would have had a bigger payoff and more drama had all 4 of them gone. Obviously, this is out of the producer. It's literally out of everybody's hands. Mm-hmm. It's literally because a snake was the one that did it, and snakes don't have hands. It was out of everybody's hands.
Okay, wait, that reminds me of one of a TikTok that makes me laugh so hard every time. It's the main guy on The Bear, and he's like, I need hands! I need effing hands! And then it's like me when I'm a snake.
That was
Where
a
are
snake.
hands?
Where are the hands? Where are the hands? Anyway, yeah.
It is unfortunate to me that they had to go to tribal without Jake, because I feel like he is what made their relationship so interesting, like in between the rest of them on the tribe. And then without it, it's like, well, neither of them really felt that close with Alex.
Right.
So like he had, I mean, it ended up because like Sophie had to think about things a little bit more, but like he definitely, I'm glad he played that idol.
Yeah. We'll get there down the line, but I think that my feelings on the whole thing is like, damn, what could have been the dynamics that
so
could
much
have,
more interesting.
Right. It would have been, there would have, I felt like, been more drama, but
so take that up with the snake.
Yeah. Well, Halloween costume incoming.
You're the snake.
Yeah.
I'm Jake's foot.
Exactly. I like the way you're thinking. So we go over to the Hina tribe, our friends in the Yellow tribe, and Jason is talking about how dominant they have been, and oh, fuck you, girl. Like, it's never that serious. Like, fuck you. They've been able to form solid connections through this, which has been great, obviously, because that's part of the survivors, having a good foundation. Jason points out how it's important for them as a tribe. They're sort of talking all together generally at camp, and he's like, it's important for us to find the beadwear advantage so we know what we're working with here. And Steven and MC are like, well, I don't really like, yes, but like, yes, comma, but
Yeah.
They want the beware advantage out there, but they don't want it in the wrong hands. They don't want it. So if this is going to happen, they have to sort of manage that whole situation.
Or at least know who ends up with it.
Right. And then they decide the tribe decides that they need to split into different groups to sort of look for the idol to have most coverage of the ground. They end up doing it down gender lines, so the 3 women and the three men go off to go look for it, and Jason fully walks past the beware advantage inside of a little tree and not in the tree. And then MC finds it in some mysterious liquid in the tree.
Yeah, that was
which one could assume is probably water.
Yeah, but it's sort of like gross.
Yeah, MC quickly finds it. She puts it in her underwear, mystery liquid and all. Maybe that's how UTIs form, I'm just saying.
Because she picked the wrong day to not wear pants.
Y'all are worried about snakes. You need to be worried about UTIs. That is all I'm saying.
Mystery tree liquids.
Mystery tree liquids will give bacterial vaginosis. Girl, like, don't risk it. I'm telling you. As a UTI survivor myself, don't go through it. I am telling you, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm a primary source. I'm telling you.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for actually being vulnerable right now.
You're welcome. That's what the podcast is for.
You're just so good at being vulnerable. And honest and open and funny.
And open and sincere and very charismatic. And so, yeah, MC finds it and she quickly tells Steven, who is our closest ally. This, I feel like, was a good episode for our winner picks.
I know. I agree. I was a little bit scared for yours.
Girl, trust me. I've been scared for a couple episodes. It's like sort of the opposite Genevieve. Like, so I was scared for Genevieve on 47? I was scared for Genevieve on 47 in a way because I was like, she's not getting any screen time. She's like literally gonna have no impact. And then randomly she did. I'm scared for Sophie in the other way where I'm like, she's getting too much screen time. Like, it's actually worrying me how much screen time you're getting. Like, I need you to slow down. But
this is great for us.
Great for us, great for you. I really feel like MC is in. I think Steven socially might be best positioned on that tribe, but I think strategically MC really.
She's thinking. She's there.
She's thinking. She's got it, and I'm living for her on that tribe. She might be my favorite on that tribe so far.
I'm loving her.
We go over to the Umi tribe, the Red tribe, and Nick points out again they're very big on vibes. This is a very big vibes tribe. However,
wait, I think his name's Nate.
Fuck. I knew his name was Nate too, and okay, so what happened was I knew his name was Nate, and we talked about this last episode when I took notes the first time. I wrote Nick for all of the notes, and I wrote Nate down this episode, and then I was like, is it Nate or Nick? But I was like 100% sure it was Nate, but I scrolled up anyway and saw Nick in my notes, and I went, it's Nick. It's Nick. Just vote. Just vote. It's Nick. Just vote. I know
I'm going to be out, so just vote.
I know I'm going to be out, so just vote. Nate. Thank you. Points out it's a Vibes tribe, and he says it's Vibes, but there's still like obviously a game happening. And him, Rizzo, Shannon, and Savannah are the core four on this tribe. Mm-hmm. Sage and Jawan are catching on to this, and Sage specifically is a little bit worried about the dynamics in this group. She talks about how she's had troubles in the past, sort of making friends and being pushed out through friend groups, and so this is a little traumatic for her.
I really feel for Sage. Also, I just want to say she kind of reminds me of Carolyn in like how she talks to other people, sort of like her Nick's favorite word, vibes. Like I was just thinking, you give Carolyn to me and I'm loving it.
No, you're right. I hadn't made that connection in my head, but I think that is a good connecting point there. Sage. What's going on? There are people in my house. Sage, I love and you know what? Keep this in. I love informing the people I live with that I'm recording a podcast, and I write it down on the whiteboard, sort of universal whiteboard, sort of meeting place, and like, hey, this is sort of going on at this time today. Mm-hmm. And they said, "Fuck you," and they actually threw shit in my face. That happened. That happened a moment ago.
The dogs? Is that what the dogs did to you?
The dogs and my mom. They work together.
She's the hands.
She's the hands.
They tell her what to do.
Right. Sage.
Maybe she's who's sort of opening the garbage cans for them.
Hey, I would have put it past her because she's never the one to clean it up. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
And she won't see this?
No, she won't because not a damn person.
I'll clip it and send it to her.
Do it. Nobody in my life watches this. And everybody in Maddie's life watches it. But nobody in mine does. Now, I could say shit about everybody. Nobody would hear it. Nobody would.
I think you should start sprinkling that in so then they need to tune in to see what you're saying.
It'll be a fun game to play. Back to the Umi tribe. Sage tells Shannon that she's worried about Rizzo and Savannah's relationship. They are very close, obviously. And Savannah is specifically a power player on their tribe. And she's concerned about that. Shannon does appreciate Sage's connection. They have a soul connection, she says. However, Savannah is Shannon's number one, so she does promptly go to Savannah and says, we need to watch Sage, basically.
This made me sad for Sage because she's trying to connect with literally anyone.
She's trying to play the game.
And she's trying to she's trying to play the game. And she's trying to make it very clear, hey, I'm not accusing them of being shady, but this is something that I have personally noticed, and I was just wondering sort of, is that also a vibe that you're picking up on? And it was understandably by Shannon taken to be, and that Shannon to Savannah, oh, we got to keep an eye on Sage. She's going to go against us, whatever. But it was just very clearly to me, not what she was trying to do. She was just trying to, talk and connect with anyone.
Right. Anybody that'll listen.
Uh-huh. And it was giving Carolyn in that, she's trying to just talk to people, and then they're,
and she has the right reads. This is the right read.
And then it's, being taken in a different direction, and, anyways.
I think part of having the right reads, though, is you have to know who's the right person to tell. Yeah. How she told Jawan. But it's okay, if they go to Nate with the information, Nate, they're all part of the core four, and they're going to, obviously, the four of them are going to stay together, because that's just how the numbers...
I feel like Shannon was the best person, from Sage's perspective to talk to.
Yeah.
Anyways. I see you, girl. I see you.
We see each other. We good. Let's hop back over to the Kaylee tribe. We sort of are going to spend a lot of time with them here for the moment. A lot happens, sort of all at once. Uh-huh. Jake lets us know that when he feels down, he likes to go to the beach to clear his head. He likes to sit on the shoreline. He likes to look onto the water. It's just like a moment of peace and quiet. We're just like, oh, this is going to be silly, fun moment with the tribe. It'll be chill. Alex and Jeremiah are trying to eat a fruit. I don't know, a breadfruit maybe? I don't know what it was. But it's gross. They can't eat it. They're both really struggling with the taste and the texture. They're like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Jake very nonchalantly,
no urgency, no alarm.
urgency whatsoever, sort of goes, hey, a snake just latched onto me.
Not bit me, just latched on.
Girl, what? So
maybe that's how they say it in Canada.
I was really getting into Jeremiah later in the episode. Every time he says out and about.
This is a bad episode for Canada.
Bad episode for Canadian representation. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so when he said latched on, not to break this down moment by moment, because we saw this happen in the trailer from last week's end of last week's episode for this week shows this scene happening and very much shows that like a medical emergency is going to happen. But I was like, they couldn't have like given this all away last week, right? Like I was thinking, oh, it's not going to be a big deal because why would they make it so like show us the urgency last week? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, when he said latched on, I was thinking maybe the snake like coiled around him.
Yes, like
That's
maybe
what I
like
was
tightened
thinking.
a little bit.
Or tightened a little bit, or it like went by his feet, and he was just like, "You guys, like, look at what just happened! Like a snake just like went past me in the water." I wasn't thinking when he said latched onto him, he meant it bit his foot. Very casually, was just like, "Oh, the snake just bit me."
Yeah.
Girl, what? And this isn't funny. This is kind of obviously it's gonna get very serious very quickly.
Yeah.
But something about
the delivery,
but
this chill.
Specifically, Alex being like, it cuts to the confessional of Alex holding the binder and flips to the page where it has the snake under venomous animals, or like very dangerous animals, and the snake is just there in their little white binder. I thought that was so funny.
It was funny, and then he's like, "I'm not gonna sort of share this information."
Yeah, he was like, "I'm gonna sort of be really calm, cool, collected, very cutesy, very demure, very mindful."
Which was very good of him to do.
Like, I think it was good. I think it would have made the situation much worse had he been.
He flips to the page. He stands up. He's like, "You're not gonna believe this."
He said, top five things you're not gonna believe. Number 5. The snake is poisonous. Yeah. We're talking about Gen Z, babe. That is brain rot. What is it?
Chat,
Number 15.
I think you're gonna be cooked.
Chat, I think you're cooked. Chat, I think we're cooked.
Chat, I think your foot is cooked.
I think your foot is cooked, babe. The producers are going to go ahead and step in. And this is very quickly how you know the situation is kind of crazy. Is we immediately get a producer walks in and is taking a picture. It's not crazy to see iPhones on Survivor.
I know.
That, I was like, this is crazy. Like, fully pulled out the phone. And the guy takes a picture. The producer takes a picture of the snake bite. And he's like, we have to send this back to base camp. Yeah. And Alex is not trying to freak out because he very clearly is like,
this is not good.
Not good. Like, he knows this is a poisonous snake. And the producers are very clearly like, we need to go. We need to like go. Like, this needs to like, we need to solve this. And then Jeremiah, again, not a funny moment. Jeremiah has a confessional where he's like, he's getting checked out. I hope he's okay. And it give very much energy. I don't know, the way he said it was very much, I cut my finger. I hope I can still dance. I feel like we bring this up every couple of weeks. Like, there's always like some sort of reference. I think
always
this
relevant
from Dance Moms. It's just the tone of that confessional, the tone of Vivian being like, "I cut my finger. I hope I can still dance." That's what Jeremiah was giving.
And no, this is sort of coping with humor.
No, it is, and that's how we do it on this podcast. That's how we do it on the Making Fire podcast.
Because it does get sad, but sort of like how it happened, like, is sort of like.
It was
like,
just
you've
the
gotta
tone
be
of
kidding.
everything. Like, I was like, why is nobody freaked out right now? And
Yeah.
then I, as an audience member, I was like, okay, this is bad, But then even Alex's confessional wasn't too freaky outy, right? And the producers weren't too like everything felt like it was moving very slowly.
Yes.
And so at the moment I was like, oh, we're chill. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Cut 2. Do you have anything to say before we cut 2?
It was just like, it must have been crazy being a producer on that, because like it's such an obvious, like, the second you see that snake, you know what kind of snake it is. It's not like, oh, I wonder what that is. So, like, they must have seen that and, like, watched it play out and immediately been like, uh-oh. Like, I can't imagine what was going through their heads.
So, we cut to base camp. The base camp. Babe, we're at, like, we're, like, producer, like, we're the producer sleep or something. I don't know where the hell we are. We could, like...
It was kind of cool to see it.
It was kind of cool to see it. It was giving very, you know what it was giving? It was giving Maddie and I were camp counselors for an outdoor school in high school. Yes. And it was giving, like, because, okay, bear with me for a second here. Because our school would only use specific parts of the camp, right? Like, we were a much smaller school, so we didn't need the whole thing. And sometimes, like, other schools would be there while we were there. That was just, like, the thing, right?
Yeah.
But it was seeing, like... Survivor itself is like the part of the outdoor school that we know and we're familiar with. Yes. And then you cut to when you have to like walk your kids to the nurse's station and you're like
whoa,
what is going on here?
Civilization.
Right. Or like when the counselors would use like classrooms for like our meetings or whatever.
Yes.
And like we were never there. It felt like we were in the back rooms. You're like, what is going on here? Like, what do these rooms even get used? When we would go to like the star room at night and you'd be like,
pool.
Or the pool, like, what are oh my god, that was crazy. Okay, no, because that just brought me back, like, the pool, like, you had to be there, like, the pool is the pool, like, the pool, like, that's what I'm talking about, like, that's the backroom stuff, the thing the kids don't see, the star room, the pool, the things like that, the classrooms that we don't get to use. That's what base camp was giving. I was like, oh my god, where the hell are we? Like, obviously it's a very, like, we're in Survivor world right now, but I'm like, I'm not supposed to be seeing any of this.
Like, we're not even really seeing Ponderosa these days. Like, in new modern Survivor, like, we just don't get to see that.
So I was just like, this is wild. This is wild. So, we cut to base camp, and that's when I was like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
What the freaking heck is going on?
What the freaking heck is going on right now? The producers are quick. They're getting him on a backboard. They're like, is he breathing okay? Is he breathing okay? Mind you, he's fully awake. It's fine. They're like, what's going on? And okay, we'll have a conversation about the filming of all this at the end. I'm gonna wrap up the scene and then we'll. So okay. The doctor quickly starts working on Jake and they're putting all the pads on him and the whatever, like the breathing things, all blah 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 blah. It's very quick. The doctor comes to the what's the word? Not the concession. He comes to the
consensus.
The consensus. Thank you. That this was probably a drive-by. And in fact, these black and white banded sea snakes, whatever they're called, they very rarely ever put poison into their prey. It's usually when they bite, it's just for like they're
back off.
Back off. It's a defense mechanism.
Yes, a warning.
A warning. And so the doctor's like, it's very rare that toxins actually get released, but when they do release, it is very toxic.
Like 10 times
a rattlesnake is what he said. Yeah. So, the doctor was like, the odds that you're still like with us right now, there's probably no toxin in your system, but obviously they still have to treat him. Mm-hmm. And then Jeff comes in as well, and Jeff's like, catch me up. And the doctor's like, it's probably a mix of the adrenaline, the emotional baggage of the moment, right? All these things are playing into how he's feeling. And so the birth
of his child,
all these things. So they and at one point Jake is like, I'm going to be a dad. Like, I can't die out here. Like, this is insane. And so they work on him a little bit. We cut to Jeff. Jeff is explaining it to the audience in his own little like confessional. We're going back to season 41 where he broke the fourth wall and was talking to the audience. They brought that back for a minute.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the Kelly tribe and they're all really worried, specifically Sophie, because she's like, that's my number one ally, and they're really concerned about what's going to happen if Jake doesn't come back. Like, what is the challenge going to look like? Then we cut back to base camp, and things have settled down. Jake is stable, and the three of them, Jake, the doctor, Jeff, are all talking. And Jeff's like, what's the diagnosis? And the doctor was like, I can't ethically let you go back in the game. Like, you might be fine right now, which is okay, but you are gonna need to be on fluids. You're gonna need to rest. Like, you're gonna need to like mentally and physically recover from this bite, and you're unable to do that in the current state of where your tribe is at in the game, and just like what the situation is at. So ultimately they have to pull Jake from the game.
That is tough. I guess like
tough.
My question is, like, because he got bit with no venom or anything, like,
right?
Why? And this isn't me like trying to challenge the doctor. It's just like, I mean, obviously, I don't even know if you would know this.
Like on the podcast, like, you don't believe in science. Like, that's just
no,
like
that is not true. I just like, why does he need all the fluids and stuff? Like, if it's so obvious that he did not get a venomous bite, like, obviously the adrenaline and all of that is like scariness. But I guess why couldn't he just have the fluids for like a couple hours and then rejoin? Like, why does it have to be like a multiple day thing?
I think it's probably a legal reason.
And also just an precaution.
Over precaution in that sense of legality, but I also think like probably a fairness and ethics thing comes into it, where it's like, okay, if Jake gets pumped with fluids and food, not food, but, you know, like, if he gets like an IV, you know what I mean? Like, if he's getting sustenance from this, and then you put him back in the game, he is now at an uneven level, specifically compared to his tribe mates, but then other people in the game where he just had like, I think that comes into question of like, how does that in fairness? But then also they probably just want to make sure that he doesn't have any reaction. Like, they probably gave him a bunch of meds.
True.
Like, thing, and so I think that was part of it too. They're like, okay, well, to recover, you're gonna obviously need to eat and to get rest, but then if like they give him any meds, any antibiotics, most of those things you need like food in your stomach.
That's true. I guess I didn't think about like, snakes' mouths probably aren't super clean,
right? Specifically like water snakes. I don't really know. We're dealing a lot with liquid this episode. I'm just like XYZ.
That's true.
Yes, so I think that's probably the stuff. There's probably a ton of legal stuff. There's probably somewhere in their contracts too, like Jake probably signed something that says if you get hurt X amount, like it's just all. Yeah. I'm sure it's all pre-thought out, especially so many people have been medevaced. Okay, so there's two conversations I want to have real quick. And we'll leave the first one. I feel like more people in this new era, the set of 10 seasons from season 41 to 49, more people have been medevaced in this era than I feel like in any other era. I don't know. Not medevaced, but I guess maybe not a lot. Who was it? I guess it's only been Bruce. Well, Bruce, I guess maybe injured. Maybe injured is what I'm trying to say. Because Bruce was injured. We've had a couple shoulder injuries. I know I'm saying this out loud and I'm realizing that I guess not a lot of people have been specifically pulled from the game for getting injured. But I feel like a lot of injuries have happened.
Yeah.
In this era.
I'm gonna
you know what I mean?
Google it while you talk.
And I wonder what I don't know. I'm like, is Survivor really harder now? Like, why? I don't know. Like, okay, so if Jake's tribe actually had flint and rice and food on the island, would the doctor have let him go back in the game if they were just like, you need to rest? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows? It's just weird. I'm like, this, I just feel like it happens so often. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess it's happened 4 times. So 42, 44, 46, 49.
Yeah, but then sprinkle in other people that have just gotten like hurt, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess that's not too different than regular Survivor. I don't know. I can't like I don't know how many people in the 30s got. I know like Caleb in Korong, but I can't like. But like Lauren also got hurt in Edge of Extinction. Like she fainted and it was a whole thing. So I don't know. I guess that wasn't really good.
Oh, I guess they consider Jackson in 42 the first medevac of.
Oh yeah.
The new
era.
season, and then Randon in 46.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Me too.
Pain on the right side of his body after an uncomfortable night of sleep. And, like, nerves. Bulging disc, sort of.
I hate that. Anyways, so that sort of, yeah. So that conversation, but I specifically want to talk about the film, the whole sort of spectacle that this situation was, the production of it all. I haven't been seeing I've been seeing some people talking about it. It feels like Emmy's bait. I just think it's strange how the first, because cameras were not set up there.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way they had a film crew there ready. Maybe they did. Maybe that's, like, base camp for all of the producers or all the, like...
They said that from the time he got bit, it was, like, 40 minutes until he got to base camp.
So that's enough time to set up a camera crew, right? Mm-hmm. I would assume. I've never worked in... I haven't worked in the industry, so I'm not sure. But...
Yeah.
So true. And but I'm like, why was that the first... Like... They haven't done this with any other medical evacuation that's happened. Obviously, this is the most... I think I saw, like, Omer, exotic veterinarian. He talked a little bit about it, that this was probably the most... But over, like, Michael Skupin from season 2 when he fell in the fire, Omar was like, this is definitely... This was probably the most deadly thing that has happened on Survivor. Like, possibly could have happened. So... I guess it's the most serious thing that's happened, and the producers knew that they should film it,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wonder if things had taken a sort of a different route, they would not have included all of that. Like, if a man got bit, like, legit by a poisonous snake,
right.
like, with the venom in it,
right.
in the bite, like, I think we would have seen much less of it play out.
Right. So, I don't know. I didn't feel weird. I was like, I understand why you're filming, but the production of the whole thing. Like, Jeff talking to the audience and him coming in.
The camera right in his face when he's laying down like that. Like, yeah.
I was like, I don't really need all of this.
Yeah.
Compare this to, we just watched Heroes vs. Villains. Go watch our Heroes vs. Villains coverage. It was really fun. We talked about sort of similar with when Boston Rob fainted.
Yes.
And sort of the whole production of that and how that was sort of set up in the moment, because...
Yeah. I think with this snake situation, I almost wish that, like, we didn't... Like, maybe him... I don't even know if I needed to see, like, him getting off the boat at base camp and all of that.
Right.
But, like, I did enjoy seeing, like, a little bit of the behind the scenes of, like, the production side of it. But maybe we could have sort of cut from him going on the boat, and then Jeff could explain what was going on, and then we cut back in when Jake is being, like, having the conversation with Jeff and the doctor about, like, hey, this is what's going to happen. And, like, get a little bit of a rundown at that point. Like, I don't know if I needed, like, all of the medical side. Right. And it's, like, also very real.
Right.
And so it feels like, oh, it's not like watching The Pit. Where, like, like, this is like you're watching, oh my gosh, this is like a real thing that this guy is going through.
Right.
And it's very scary for him and traumatic for him.
Right.
But I'm obviously not glad that this happened to him, but I'm glad that it happened when it did. So he was able to get home in time. Because I cannot imagine if he has to be pulled from the game like this because of a snake bite that didn't... I mean, very glad that there was no venom. But he's just like, God, I got this, like, stupid snake bite. And now I got evac'd from the game. And then I missed the birth of my child because of that. That would suck so bad.
I wonder what I don't know. I think this more than anything, more than Bruce hitting his head and marooning, I'm like, Jake, I'm not like a Jake stan. Like, I wasn't like rooting for him to win this season at all, but I'm like, I feel like this is invite back worthy.
Okay, I saw Jeff did an interview, I don't know who with, and sort of maybe potentially alluded to some sort of unfinished business with Jake and then maybe others. And so people are speculating maybe there's going to be an unfinished business season of people that return. And I would love that.
I love an unfinished business theme. Even if it was like half the cast were unfinished business people and the other half was like newbies or something.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'm missing that. Like, that's a format of Survivor, like a half returners, half newbies, is like something that I like really want to see.
Yeah.
Or even just a coaches theme, like the Philippines, where all 3 coaches were people who had been medically evacuated in the past. I think that is very interesting as well.
I would love it, especially in like the near future post 50. Like, I love a half fraternity, half newbie season.
Me too.
I think that would be so fun.
I was gonna say, well, okay, I talked about this a couple weeks ago about Dracula, but I really love to talk about people returning on reality TV, that precedent that they're setting, and you could maybe even argue this with the Traitors as well, because Traitors is so often like Dorinda is back on season 4, and like season 2, I think like Kate came back at one point, you know, like
yes,
all these things. I like setting the precedent that people can just like return. And obviously it's hard to set a precedent now because shows like Big Brother and Survivor's 50 seasons in, Big Brother's 27 seasons in now. Like, it's hard to just be like, oh, we're setting a new precedent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Dracula, for example, they're doing their all-star season. I think it's a cast of like 14 people. 2 of the people were on the this is second season. The previous 2 people were on the first season of it, and some of the people did like the COVID season. It was like it's hard to explain if you haven't watched the show, but they did like a Resurrection, which was like a short. It was like a 1 episode thing where one person who won that got brought back to the next anyway. But Dracula has set the precedent where they'll just if the Boulay brothers, the host, if they like you will just come back, which I think can be, especially for like Survivor with Jeff, can be like a tight line to walk, because you know Jeff's favorites are often not the audience's favorites.
What do you mean?
But I like the idea, like I hate just being like, I don't know, just bring people back on Survivor. Just
it's like we see so many people coming
Right.
through Survivor, and then
Right.
like there's no connection between
Right.
to the next season.
That's what I love. Like, even if it was just the most recent season of Big Brother, 27, Rachel Riley was the only person they brought back. And obviously that might not be the best position. I could see where reality TV stars don't want to be the one sole returning in the season of Survivor or Big Brother. But I like just like the ease of being like, we want to do a theme where we only bring 2 people back. We want to do a theme where we only bring 3 people back. Like, you don't have to commit to half a cast or a whole cast of returnees.
If they want to keep with the 3 tribes in the beginning, bring 6 back.
Bring 6 back. Do like a 1
versus
versus
like,
1 versus 1, or put 2 on each
2
tribe.
2. Yeah.
That's what what was I telling? I was telling my friend Austin. I was like, a coaches season where you do 2, like a right. Oh my god, that's what I was saying. I think a perfect season of Survivor would be do a rivals season where you bring back 6 rivals and then put each rival pair on a starting tribe together. So then you have 4
I need Genevieve
newbies.
and Rachel back so bad.
Oh my god, that mother convention. You put 4 newbies on a tribe and then 2 rivals. And then so there's like an internal thing. What are the rivals going to do? But then there's also the newbies versus returnees dynamic.
Yeah.
And then it's just interesting.
That would be so fun because there is always that. Like,
But then
Shannon Ricard.
Imagine the whole casting is like rivals. Instead of like blood versus water, it's just like rivals. And so you cast people who hate each other. They did that on Big Brother. Like Big Brother season 4 was like exes themed, and so like 6 people in the house, like 6 people had 6 of, like, each of them had an ex partner come into the house, and then they had to play the whole summer with their ex lovers.
This is the messy reality TV that the viewers want.
That's what I'm
Jeff,
saying. Like,
if you're listening,
get Survivor messy again. That's all I'm saying. Like, put people with their ex-lovers on Survivor.
That's
and throw in a couple of
funny
iconic
concept.
rivalries too. Anyway, they can do fun work, and I'm hoping. I mean, obviously, again, I'm not a Jake stan, but I feel like out of anybody, he probably deserves a chance back, especially because it wasn't like it wasn't like a toxic bite. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's what's the most. But I feel like he has to be. I feel like they're setting it up, but like not in a Survivor 50. Like, don't let him be like the spot in Survivor 50 just because he got like a bite. But like Survivor 51, put him and put Hannah, our vape queen.
Jeff would never let her back.
And put Hannah, Jake, and Ayanka from Survivor Nicaragua. Just put them all back on. Purple Kelly, throw them on.
Yeah.
Put me in casting, that's all I'm saying. Let's move on. Do you have any other thoughts about all this whole situation?
I'm just glad he made it home to his baby in time.
That was cute. I did like that.
Yeah.
It was fate.
Yes. Fate was like, actually, that's crazy that you went out on Survivor. You think you're going to get out of this?
I almost said something, so I had to pack it. I'm going to choose not to. I need you to mark it so I can tell you after.
No, you just tell me now. I'll edit it out.
All right, moving on. Jake, I have a final song for you. Goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky.
I need... Oh my god. I need to, like, be able to just block certain artists' things. Oh my god. Actually, how dare you bring that up this week after I've nonstop been having to hear her music. I have to say something about Taylor Swift. This might ruffle some feathers. And, I'm going to be nice about it.
Like leaves.
I'm going to be nice about it because I do have some Swiftie friends. But it does sort of, like... Y'all. This album was so... stinky garbage. Garbage not that I like any of her music. I did sort of enjoy her 1989 era when I was in middle school, but then like with this song, like watching these people try and justify and be like, no, this music is good, you don't get it. I for a day was like, okay, well maybe there are like 2 good songs that I've been hearing come up on TikTok once in a while. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to like give them that. Like these 2 songs are fine. But then last night, as I was reading my book, I like to listen to music while I read my book. That sort of like goes with the vibe. And somehow one of those little songs snuck in. And because it's just a like Spotify created playlist. And I was like, what is this song? Like, it is not good. And then I got to the little catchy part and I was like, they cannot be defending this. Like, it is actually not good. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just so sick of hearing about her. And like, now we're gonna have to watch Traitors with freaking Travis Kelce's mom on it. Like, get them out of here.
I'm at the point where I'm forgetting who is on Traitors and who's on Survivor 50, and every time I remember a person, I get excited. Not Donna Kelsey, but Monét X Change is usually sort of the person I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to watch Monét X Change on Traitors this winter. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm assuming we're gonna do some coverage of that. So can you maybe wear your Travis Kelce sweater?
Yes, I will. Oh, that'll be so cute.
Biggest fan. Anyways, I'm sorry to derail. I just like, I'm so over.
Can I derail further?
Yes.
Just a little bit. I saw someone post a tweet. You might have to cut this. I saw someone posted a picture of Travis Kelce's GQ pictures. Have you seen them? The pictures he took in like the swamp.
Oh.
This was a couple months ago. Someone said, I've never seen a man who tries to have so much sex appeal be so sexless. Like, they're like, I don't think those are the exact words, but it was basically like, I've never seen someone who tries to be so sexy all the time have zero sex appeal. Like, I feel no sexual attraction to this man whatsoever.
Travis Kelce needs to take a page out of Robert Irwin's book.
Oh, Robert Irwin. Now, his brother, on the other hand. How do you feel about
Oh, I don't mind. Like, I think what's her name?
What's his name?
Kylie Kelsey, the sister.
Kylie, what's the brother's name? Travis and Jason.
Jason. I have no opinion because I don't care about football. But Kylie seems cool. Caleb Heron was on her podcast.
So true. And I watched it, and he admitted that he sometimes gets mistaken as Filipino. And you guys, that's one more reason. You got.
Anyways, sorry.
For my subscribe to the Patreon, and I'll be doing weekly football coverage.
And I'll give my true opinions on Taylor Swift.
But you guys have to subscribe to the Patreon if you want it. It's $25 a month. So let's get into this challenge. I'm gonna be honest, there isn't a lot much more of this episode. We might just like speed through this stuff because after this it kind of just goes downhill. No shade, but. Challenge walks in, the other tribes are kind of gagged. I did kind of like this cut. And it goes from Jake being in the thing to then Hina and Umi are already there, and Kelly is coming in with just the 3 of them. And they're the other 2 tribes are confused why there's only 3 of them. Jeff announced that Annie got voted out last night and Jake got medically evacuated. He does a moment where he's like, please don't be afraid of the water. He was like, we have so many Fijian people on our production team, and they don't know anybody, not a single family member, a personal friend. Nobody here knows somebody who has gotten bitten by one of these snakes. It is so incredibly rare that this happened.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because like that is so unfortunate. Like what are truly the odds? Yeah.
Right. Like, damn, that
like
has
that
to
sucks
suck.
so bad.
Not me, y'all stay safe, but that it's wild. Jeff kind of asks the other tribes how they feel about the fact that this tribe only has 3 people, and the people are sad. They're sad for them, and it's unfortunate. Jeff has a really good quote. I tried to write it down, but then I got distracted. I was middle of writing the quote, and then he started explaining the challenge, and I had to jump to write the rules of the challenge down. But Jeff basically was like, the empathetic part of the players here, like, you want to be able to help this tribe that continues to lose, but then, like, if you guys were to do that, it throws
like you have a 1 in 6 chance in going home.
Right. Then it throws possibly one person on could be your dream out the window tonight. And so, like, obviously you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I thought that was an interesting quote, an interesting pull from Jeffrey Probst. Challenge is pretty simple. We get they reuse this challenge once a season. They just mix it up. They hit a randomizer button to figure out what the second and third part of the challenge are going to be. But it's always some sort of jump in the water, do a balance, and then a puzzle at the end. Like, it's always that. And that's what it is. Only 3 people, which is kind of crazy. Only 3 people running the challenge. They start by climbing up this tower, and they have to jump into the ocean. No smashing the keys this time. They just have to jump into the water. And then they have to go across a teeter-totter to grab a key, then run across some little balance platforms in the water, use the keys to unlock a puzzle, and then build the puzzle. Whoever wins, the first 2 tribes to win, will win immunity and then some comfort items. It's kind of... all 3 tribes are pretty physically matched, I will say.
Yeah.
And it's pretty even throughout the whole thing, even if Christina lags a little bit, but all 3 get to the puzzle at the same time.
It really keeps coming out of these puzzles.
I've never seen a tribe. Usually it's the other way around. Usually we have a tribe that sometimes will be so physically lackluster, but they're intelligently able to put something puzzle together. I think it's very rare that you have a tribe that is physically able to keep up with the other tribes, even if there's only 3 of them, but not be able to pull through in the puzzle at any stage of this game. They haven't once been able to in the 3 immunity challenges. No, and never. Like, they've always, and maybe I think it's hard to compare because Jason seems to be unnaturally talented at puzzles. He's a puzzle god. A puzzle god. We have the
puzzle god, Riz
God. I know.
And then
so yeah, I think it's because there's a lot of people who are extremely good at puzzles. Not Riz God, unfortunately, but a lot of people in this game who are good at puzzles that sort of outweigh the mediocrity of the blue tribe at puzzles. But yeah, they're physically able to keep up just fine. They made it to the platform just fine. They even, I think, started before one of the other tribes maybe, but they just don't have the puzzle momentum at all.
That's tough.
Which is very unfortunate.
Which, you know what? If I ever do make it on Survivor, I need to lock into practicing puzzles because apparently that's what it's really going to come down to at this point.
You gotta, shout out to Carson. Go print out some puzzles on Etsy or something.
Did we ever find out what happened between him and Carolyn?
I don't know, but apparently Carolyn and Jam Jam are friends again, and Carson's on the outs, so I don't know what the tea is.
Wait, what happened between them and her and Jam Jam? I
don't know. I just think she wasn't, for a while it was just her and Carson, and Jam Jam, she was like mad at him, but now they're friends again.
Oh. Slay.
2 traitors.
Yeah.
Kelly loses again. At this point, I was like, I really hope they don't have to vote someone out tonight. I can't imagine production... I don't know. It just seems weird. Like, we'll get there. Nobody celebrates the win. It is extremely quiet. The challenge is over and it's crickets. Nobody is trying to jump up and down. But before the break, before it cuts to commercial, after the challenge, we learn that Jake is healthy at home and he made it home for the birth of his son. Mm-hmm. So, exciting for him. Kelly posts the immunity challenge. Alex at this point is trying to feel out whether he needs to play the idol or not. The 3 of them are sort of sitting in a circle and they're kind of like, well, how do we want to do this?
That sucks so bad.
I can't imagine how awkward it is too. Because they're right. They'll talk about this later at Tribal, but Jake was the glue for all of them. And now Jake's not there, and it's like, what now? Hey, Alex gets up to let Sophie and Jeremiah talk, and the two of them are sure that they want to vote Alex, but making them have the idol is harder. So Sophie and Jeremiah are like, oh, we need to try to play the middle so he doesn't feel like he has to play the idol. Mm-hmm. This caught me off guard. So that I was like, we have so much time left in the episode. They end up cutting to the Uli tribe, and we go with them on an idol hunt. It just felt like a weird... I'm like, you could have put this why didn't you put this before? Yes. I guess I understand why they didn't do it before, but they could have done it alongside the Hina tribe doing it in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, like, I don't need to know. I don't need it to be exact.
Right. It just felt weird to put it here. And I understand that it probably happened in the midst of all the Jake stuff happening, or I don't know. But I was like, I don't understand why this is important to be showing me in this moment, you know? Mm-hmm. We, very similar thinking to Nate, not Nick, Nate on the Hina tribe. The Uli tribe is in a group, and they're like, we need to figure out where the beware advantage is. And so Jawan proposes a tribe idol hunt, and King Rzgod finds the beware advantage. And he unfortunately does immediately tell everybody.
He reads it out like a royal decree.
I know, he truly is like...
His little scroll.
Hear ye, like, I have something to say. Something about the Continental Congress and all that stuff. He is like, I have to go to Tribal and figure out what's going. We'll figure out the next step there. And then we cut back to the Kila tribe after Rizzo finds the idol. Sophie is trying to convince Alex that they need to vote Jeremiah tonight. Alex is a little iffy on this. He's just nodding his head. He's like, okay, sure, whatever you say. Alex does not want to go home with the idol. That's just the number one thing he does not want to happen. And he has to make sure he picks the right person to go with him to the end game. Because whoever it ends up in the second person on this tribe with him is gonna, like, he needs to be able to trust that they can work together in the long term. Mm-hmm. Jeremiah and Alex are now talking, and Jeremiah is trying to remain as neutral as possible because Alex is a Libra. And
I'm gonna miss him.
I'm gonna miss Jeremiah so bad. Diva literally down. One of the most robbed divas of the new era. I hate to say it.
I'm so sad. Okay, I do have to say I'm sort of glad I didn't end up picking him as my winner pick, because it was literally like I was this close.
He was one of my options as well. He was up there.
But I loved every second with him. Come back. He's
get Jeremiah in the pod. He tries to remain as neutral as possible. He doesn't want to scare Libra Alex. And they're talking about voting Sophie out. And Sophie is spying on them.
Love.
She has her own little spy shack. And she hears how bad Alex is set on Sophie. Like, she's like, this is not how Alex was just talking to me about Jeremiah. Like, the way
he's very like forthcoming, like being a lot more like open and like chatty.
Yes. And
like,
so she immediately is like, oh, that's not good. And Sophie's just like, I need to do something here. And so before Tribal, Alex and Sophie are by themselves again. And she pushes. She's like, I know loyalty is important to him, and that's what I'm going to push. She talks about how she has had the same boyfriend for 4 years, how she's had the same friend group for life. She's used the same nail tech since high school.
And that's sort of...
And that's the selling point. That's the selling point. He said, wait, can you hook me up, though? No shade, but can you hook me up? And that's her push. She's like, I've been loyal. I'm loyal to the soil. I will stay with you forever. Whether that's true or not, probably it's not true, but she just needs to save herself.
That's the thing is, like, I heard this, and I was like, I'm actually not believing a word.
I know.
Like I love her, but this is what I would be saying if I'm lying.
I'm like, I heard you say this, and I actually sort of got the reverse reaction. I was like, oh, you're making me feel like I can't trust you.
Like, you're really pushing how loyal you are, and it's making me feel like you're not loyal.
Well, she also... Part of this, her strategy, is she wants Alex to use the idol tonight. So obviously she wants him to feel comfortable in her, but not comfortable enough that he can rely on her vote.
Yeah.
But she wants her to be his pick, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she needs him to vote Jeremiah out, but she also needs him to feel a little slightly on edge that he plays his idol. So it's like it's a tight line she's walking right now.
Yeah.
It's a new dance.
It is.
So let's get to Tribal.
Yeah.
Wrap it up here. Well, sort of, kind of. We sit down. It's just three of them. How lonely does it have to be? Three people and Jeff. You're not even at the jury stage yet. It's truly just three of you.
It's like day 7.
I know.
Or 6, 7.
It's a weird spot to be in. Alex talks about having the idol openly, and he talks about how he loves getting attention at home, but this is not the attention he likes here.
Speaking of getting attention, though, like, I feel bad for Jeremiah that this was his boot episode, but it was so focused on Jake.
That has to be unfortunate.
And that diva deserved more.
That diva does deserve more. I'm telling y'all. This is
a bummer way to go.
I know. It's just like it's a weird dynamic, this tribe, because they clearly all, like, obviously Jeremiah and Sophie are close, but Alex having the idol really just throws it astray.
Yeah. It makes that part more interesting, at least.
It does. It's like, okay, what's going to happen? Is he actually going to play it? Is he bluffing? That sort of part of the conversation, like, what's really going to happen? And ultimately, they go to vote. Alex does not want to risk it. He plays the idol on himself. Jeremiah is the sole vote on Alex. Sophie and Alex both voted for Jeremiah. Jeremiah goes home.
Sophie comes out looking awesome.
Amazing. I have
Literally
to say.
could not be in a better... She couldn't have left that any better.
Not only did she protect herself without having any sort of power to do so, she made sure the votes were on Jeremiah. She also got Alex to flush his idol. She's going into the next round because now he trusts... I mean, I would assume now he trusts her because she stuck to her word.
Yeah.
And good for her.
That was awesome.
Yeah, she's going in great. We have an updated metaphor count. We got 3 metaphors at this tribal council. So metaphor 7 of this season actually comes from Jeff. He compared to them talking earlier. It's like it's a little dance going back and forth. And we have a little talk about the tango, and Sophie talks about how she knows the tango, blah blah blah. Metaphor 8 from Alex. He talks about how this is like a job, him trying to figure out who he's going to vote, talking to both Sophie and Jeremiah. It's like a job application. Mm-hmm. He's trying to figure out who's moving forward to the next round. Ooh, a little too close to home, bud. I didn't need all that right. I was trying to escape reality on the TV. Like, I didn't need all that right there. And then final metaphor 9 comes from Jeff via Sophie. This is the 3rd episode in a row we are referencing the boat. The boat
is gone.
The boat has officially leaked and crashed. But then Jeff says, there's a little lifeboat only for 2 people. So who's going to be on the lifeboat?
Oh, Jeff.
So. And that wraps up this episode. I think, I hate to say it, and I don't know if it's recency bias, I think Jeremiah was robbed. One of the most robbed players of the new era, I might have to say. Because usually, they do some sort of double elimination episode. Maybe they won't do a double elimination episode later on down in the merge, which I'm like, okay, if this had to be the sacrifice, I might be fine with that. But I truly don't think someone should have been eliminated tonight. It really, I think, should have been a non-vote. I think... Australian Survivor has done it where you have people vote and then you announce that it's a or like you still read the I think they did it one season where he still read the votes even though nobody was going home, just to like see where the votes were, but then nobody went home. Like that is drama.
The only thing I can think of is that they just wanted it to be clean so they could switch up the tribes next time.
Right.
But no, I really am so devastated that Jeremiah is gone. I thought he was so funny. And like, he was doing... I was so excited to see where like him and Sophie were going to be able to take things. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I wanted him off that tribe. Like, I don't know. I'm sad.
And that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
We cut for the trailer for next episode. We learned that there is going to be a swap next week. OMG. Can't believe it.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have? That's it for this week, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Maddie, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I'm excited for sort of new energy next week with the new tribes situation.
Cool. Well, yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to subscribe here on YouTube if you enjoyed, and follow us every week as we recap Survivor 49 along the season. You can like, comment, and subscribe on this channel. You can also find us on whoa, I almost said Tumblr. That's a great throwback. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Making Fire Pod for fun clips. And that wraps up this episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. Smoochies.